Cole. It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, it is in fact Demetrius Andrade fight week here on True School Sports. I'm really excited about it. A lot of people think I hate Demetrius Andrade, and I'm not a fan of him, and I made it very clear that even though I disagree with some of the things he did towards the latter part of his 160 run with Janny Beck and Zach Parker, you know, I'm still a fan, and I still think highly of his skills. Now, Andrade was recently on The Boxing Voice, and he was speaking about, he was asked a question about how John Ryder kind of like slotted in for him and took his spot in the Zach Parker fight because Andrade didn't like the money, so he didn't fight Parker for the interim belt. And now that Ryder beat Parker, Ryder is now in that position to fight Canelo, and the popular line of thought in boxing right now is that Canelo is going to go ahead and fight John Ryder next. So he was asked about that, and here's what he had to say, word for word. He stated the following, and I quote, "It's just more bullshit, bro. Just more bullshit. That's just what it is. Just another easy fight, another situation for him to go in and say, I'm fighting the best. I'm not disrespecting John Ryder, but come on, bro. He is not the best." He then went on to say that at the end of the day, he's not going to sit there and rely on Canelo because Canelo doesn't want to do it. He would rather fight John Ryder. You know, and then you know, like, I don't agree with everything he said, but there are some things about in these comments and in these quotes that I do agree with. Like, he talked about how reporters can't let Canelo continue to do what he wants, this, that, and the third, and pressure him more, which I've agreed with, you know, plenty of times within the past. But, you know, to sit here and slate John Ryder, I mean, listen, I don't know what it is. I maybe, and it's a lot of the media too. Like, maybe they just don't watch boxing, or maybe, you know, maybe I'm just weird. I don't know what it is, but like, John Ryder is one of these guys that constantly gets disrespected because he's not necessarily like a big knockout artist, and he's not an incredible technical fighter, but he's physically strong. He's got a great gas tank. He fights it himself. It doesn't always look pretty, but it's effective. And I've been saying it for the longest time. John Ryder is one of the most underrated 168 pounders, and it's funny because I'm the guy that renamed this channel Canelo Exposed by Bibble when Canelo lost. And I know a lot of people are going to be quick to criticize Canelo when he fights John Ryder, but not me, not over here on True School Sports. In fact, I give Canelo credit for fighting John Ryder. You want to know why? Because John Ryder is one of the best 168 pounders out there. He should have already been champion. He beat Callum Smith. And then even if you want to take away the Callum Smith fight from 3-4 years ago, just look at his last two fights. Look at what he did just last year. While Benavidez was fighting welterweights and midgets and washed up 60 pounders, okay? And while Demetrius Andrade was turning down every fight, all right, imaginable, was in witness protection. We didn't hear or see from him from God knows how long. While he was doing all that, while a lot of our favorite 168 pounders were not doing what they needed to do to best position themselves for a Canelo fight, John Ryder was busy putting in work. You know, he fought Daniel Jacobs, big name in the division, a guy in him in a fight where there were a lot of people that thought Jacobs won, but I didn't think Jacobs won. I thought it was a clear but close. I mean, a clear but competitive fight. I thought John Ryder won, and that's just what it is. He won that fight, and then he did something that Andrade refuses to do, or has refused to do many times in his career. I'm not criticizing him. I'm just stating a fact. Okay, he took a risk. He was a matchroom fighter who was very low on Eddie Hearn's priority list. Truth be told, okay, he fought another undefeated fighter that Frank Warren was building up. So he was an Eddie Hearn fighter that went to Frank Warren to fight a Frank Warren undefeated fighter, and he did his job and made Zach Parker quit, and he won in, you know, impressive fashion. So my thing is, John Ryder, you know, has earned his shot. You can say what you want about his abilities or your his perceived lack thereof abilities, but he has put in the work. He won the fights he was supposed to, and that's why he's probably gonna get the fight next. Now, my thing is this, you know, if Andrade can't get an opponent, if he beats Nicholson, whatever his name is, if he beats Nicholson, you know, win, lose, or draw, go fight John Ryder. Go see how that works out. You know, John Ryder will be one of his best wins. If he could beat John Ryder, it will be one of his best wins. So, yeah, I don't agree with what he's saying. But it just makes him look better. I think Andrade, like, if I'm Andrade, if I had the honor to be part of his team and tell him how to handle the media, I would tell him, don't talk about Parker, Janivek, or Ryder, or Canelo. Just say my focus is Desmond Nicholson, and you'll be all right. But speaking of Desmond Nicholson, I don't want to make this video all about negative, and talking about Andrade in the past and things like that. I wanted to talk about Demetrius Nicholson, because he was talking today at the press conference, and man, I love his attitude. I love the attitude that Nicholson is taking going into the fight with Andrade, because he's very right. And for those that don't know what he said, Nicholson is a bit pissed off because he feels disrespected, he feels marginalized, he feels slated, he feels like he's being overlooked by boxing fans, the boxing media, PBC, Demetrius Andrade, and he said pretty much that he can't even look past me. He can't talk about Charlo because he hasn't even beaten me. And he said that, this is the best he's felt in his career, and he's gonna really show the world what he can do. So I like this talk, man, because I'm always, you guys know me, like, I'm always team B side. I love when the B side upsets the A side. And that's no different here. I like Andrade. I want him to do well, but I also love the fighters like Nicholson who, have to really get it out the mud. Like, Nicholson's one of these guys. He's got to work a regular job. He doesn't got time to train. All 100% to boxing. Has fought in top competition. Never really cracked it. Never really won at the world level. Got knocked out by Jesse Hart. Got dominated by Edgar Berlanga. Has really not been able to beat the top guys. But like I've always said in boxing, the beautiful thing about boxing is a fighter can always put things together on that one night, and you just never know when that night could come. And that's why Andrade needs to make sure he's focused and doesn't overlook Nicholson and goes out there and wins sensationally, because Nicholson sounded like a determined guy, a hungry guy, a guy that knows that he's up against it. He knows that maybe this could be one of his last big shots at glory in boxing. And a guy that knows that if he's able to somehow beat Demetrius Andrade, then all of a sudden he's sitting pretty. He's ready for life-changing, career-changing type of money. And it's a type of money that'll get a guy like him in his situation, who I believe, I don't know his whole life, I don't know him like that, but I've heard he works a regular job, I believe at a factory. I could be wrong, but that's what I've heard. So if that's the case, if he doesn't have time to commit to boxing, then this kind of win positions him to maybe make his life in a situation better. So I'm always about fighters turning their careers and their lives around, and people can laugh at him, and I'm sure many people are. They're calling him a bum, and Andrade's not fighting nobody, and these kind of things. But a guy like that with nothing to lose and everything to gain, and someone that could really change his life and feels slated and feels pissed off and feels like he has a point to prove, that could be a very, very dangerous type of fighter. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Nicholson comes out, because I thought he talked a great game at the press conference today, and I'm hoping that he can talk half as good as he can fight half as good as he talks. So that's what it is, man. Desmond Nicholson's tired of you guys. He's tired of people like me talking about Charlo versus Andrade, and Plant versus Andrade, and Benavidez versus Andrade. We need to worry about Demetrius Nicholson, I should say, versus Andrade, because that's the fight that's signed, sealed, delivered, taking place on Saturday. So that's the news. That's all the news concerning Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade fighting in roughly 36 hours from the time he's shooting this video. So it's a beautiful time in boxing. It's a beautiful way to kick off the year, and I hope he goes out there and does his thing. And best wishes to Nicholson. I wanted to go out there and really make the world feel his pain, because I can hear the pain in his voice. I can feel the hunger in his voice. So my thing is this: if Nicholson or anybody in his team comes across this video, make them feel you, champ. Make them feel your pain. Make them go out there and respect your fight game. So yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Andrade shitting on Canelo wanting to fight John Ryder because Ryder won the fight Andrade pulled out of, and Demetrius Nicholson, he feels slighted, marginalized, and disrespected. Do you guys give him any shot on Saturday night? Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe, and like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.